Hello and welcome to this week Pen Rambling. My name is Agnes, and this week we're going to talk about like this, hate that. Hate is going to be a very strong word for this. I do like keep them in my collection, and so far the one that I actually don't like will be the lower price point. But just hear me out. This is my opinion. So you may have different opinion. If you have different opinion, you can always, we talk about it at the comment section down below. Anyway, so I have, I think, let me count. I counted like 1 minute ago and I forgot how many pens I have in front of me. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16. So I have 16 pens in front of you, and I'm going to start from this end. Now, these two pen, this one is no longer in production. It's already been replaced. The other type of basic, which is now is the aluminum version. So this version that I have on my hand is the older version of basic, and this is sitting in my drawer collecting, I won't say collecting dust because it's like inside my drawer, just like say collecting stars. Alright, so I use this one more often than I do. This is, I think it's Loom. Yeah, Loom. Okay, it's a different one, but I prefer it over this basic. Now the price point is going to be different, but both of them have the same type of steel nib. If I zoom in for you, yeah. Okay, so both of them have the same type of steel nib, and the thing that I hate about this basic was this grip section. Now if you live in the 4-season type of country, it may not affect you much. Now I live in a hot and humid country. From the start of the year to the end of the year, we only have 2 seasons. Either it's sunshine or it's going to be rainy days. So because of this humidity that we have, it actually doesn't suit our weather. This will become like sticky. I already had it replaced once when I told the sales advisor or something like that. Anyway, and this doesn't have it, so it's gonna be lasting longer. Plus, because this is heavy, this is also heavy. Both of them is quite heavy anyway. I just find that it is because it's both of them is heavy, and Loom is a little bit shorter. It's like about 1.5 centimeters shorter. Thus, the center of gravity for Loom is much better for me. Plus, I don't have a large hand. Now, if you have a large hand, you may like it, but I don't. So, love this, hate that. The next one is actually the two similar pen, but different finishes. Okay, so this, both of them is Platinum Century 3776, but one is in gold-plated finish. The other one is in the rhodium type of finish coating. Right, so even though I got this one off a second hand, I use it less than I do with this blue one. Now this blue one, the nib is marvelous for me. It has enough smoothness without feeling too much feedbacky. Just like a graphite pencil, when you return it long enough, it becomes kind of like smooth, but you feel some sort of feedbacky. if I'm making myself any sense. Now this one, why I wouldn't recommend, if you see the plating is already almost gone. Now the plating on this one is, I mean, it does tarnish, but it looks much better than the gold plating of 3776. Now I'm going to say that the plating on the rhodium one is going to be harder to find than the one that is gold plated. Thus, this one is just a tiny bit cheaper in price compared to this one. Now, if you want to keep your 3776 in a good condition, you really have to take care of this gold plating one instead of this one. These two stays in almost the same place every time. The plating on this one tarnish faster and it's already like faded a lot for this pen when I don't use it as much as this blue color 3776. Plus, even this is actually older compared to this one. But I really like this nib, and because of that, I love this one, hate this one. Okay, moving on. Will be actually these three pen, but kind of like sharing the love and hate between these two. Now, this is the Intuition, the Grapho Faber-Castell Intuition, and it is in 18 karat nib. This is the Vanishing Point, and also in the 18 karat gold nib. Both of them have 18 karat gold. Now, if you have been here long enough, I've mentioned this problem kind of like the last video. If I can link, I'll link it above. And then another video about the problem I had with this vanishing point, which I think in total I already mentioned 3 times in different times, in different videos about the problem that I had with this pen. Now, this pen is actually, this vanishing point is actually a really good pen to write with anyway. It is smooth, enough wetness. But the problem I had with the current now is the sort of the sound that I think I tested out. I'm going to insert a clip here for you to listen about that sound. Alright, so that's the problem. That means I have limited paper that I can use it on with. Now, I can get Japanese paper easier than I can get Rhodia or those Clairefontaine type of paper. That means I can get Daiso paper, with those that is made in Japan. Thus, it's limiting my paper. So I prefer the 18 karat gold on this pen, the Intuition, or because I did say that it shares the feature, I prefer it to be this nib, which is actually a special alloy version of Vanishing Point. So this special alloy, even though it is a steel nib, it actually writes quite well. It's smooth enough. You won't feel it too much as a steel nib. Much better than this Kakuna, which we're going to go in later on. So love these two, kind of like hate this one. Moving on, I'm going to do another threesome. This 3 pens. So I love this Kakuna, which is why I make it makeover. Okay, and I love the nibs on the Kakuna. And then the 3 of this pen actually shares the same nib. they are interchangeable, the three of them, even though it is kind of like have their own design, but it is interchangeable because of the same feed. Now, the thing that I hate about this two, number one, whatever ink that I put here, so I put in Diamine Evergreen, I put in Mont Blanc Irish Green, I put in just a normal black from Pilot. Somehow, if I don't use it for 2 days, it will start to dry out. Now that's one problem. The next problem is I had a problem that when I don't use it for a week, the ink somehow dries up in the converter. It doesn't do those type of thing doesn't happen on the other ink, the other pen, which is why I hate this one as well as this one. This one I regret myself for buying it, even though it's a cheap, inexpensive pen. The grip section is far too slim to my liking. Okay, it's far too slim. I thought that because I'm going to use it for marking, grading my paper, and I have not mentioned this. This is kind of like, I think it's called self-ink tank something. If I remember the name, I'll just put it right here. You can put a lot of ink in here. Now, because the grip section is far too slim to my liking, no, it is a pass. I can't even resell this one to another user because it is affordable that people can get it anyway. So I prefer Kakuna. Kakuna is still one of my pen to introduce to beginner. Okay, now moving on. Let me bring them in. This one. I love this beginner Preppy, but I don't like this one. Okay, so the reason is, even though that Profonte looks much better because of this metal clip compared to the childish looks of a Preppy, when I got this one, I actually have changed this grip section. This is not the original grip section because I couldn't cap it. Okay, and then it is not worth for you to get Profonte just because of those metal clip that looks nicer. Preppy is still looking nice. Just get the one that is in black, if I can. Just know the black or the blue one, and it's fine. It looks much better. The one I have is in the violet, so it's cold, and then it has a nice colored coating on the nib. So it's not worthy to get it, plus I really don't use this one much. So love this Preppy, hate this Profonte. We're coming down to the last two. Second last is this TWSBI. One of them is TWSBI Diamond 580 in the Rose Gold #2 version. The other one is the TWSBI Eco T, the T version, in the lime color. Price point, Rose Gold Diamond 580 would be much higher, and this Eco T will look plainer. My problem with TWSBI somehow is regarding the nib. I know that 580 is much better in disassembling and you can wash everything, but this is the only part that you cannot disassemble is this part, which is the grip section with the barrel. But you still can clean it. It's not too bad. It's just that even though the nib looks much nicer on the 580, somehow it writes much better on the Eco or the Eco T. I have much better luck writing experience on the Eco T compared to the Diamond 580. I actually ink my Eco T more often than I ink the Diamond 580, because Diamond 580 is actually looking a lot nicer. They have a better color combination compared to the Eco versions. I know that the Eco is actually the inexpensive end where it's affordable to everyone, but really, if I was to go with nib experience, just get the Eco or the Eco T. It's much better than my experience with the Diamond 580. So love this, hate that. And the last one, which is the smallest of the bunch, it's going to be surprising you. Both of them is considered as a pocket pen because it is quite small. Pocket pen, so it's easier for you to get around. Now, why would I compare these two? Now, being a pocket pen means that we want it to be easier for us to cap and uncap. So if I was to if I was to choose between these two as a pocket pen, I will easily choose the Pilot Elite. The one that I have is the Elite versions, not the E95S. Now, because this is the version of like just this cap without screwing and unscrewing, makes it like it is more suitable for pocket pen. And this capping mechanism is much nicer. Plus, the nib on the Pilot is always much better than a Sailor. Now this one, if I was to cap it, I really have to be like, make sure that it doesn't go too far in case I crack the cap, which I hope there's no such case. The only thing that is better than the Pilot is the ink capacity if you are using a cartridge. Now if you are using the converter, if you're using the converter, now if you're using the cartridge, it will be not a problem because the cartridge capacity of both of them is actually pretty similar. Let's see. It makes it looks easier for me to cap and uncap compared to like twisting. Like if I was to bring it to office, sitting down, yeah, it doesn't matter. But if I was to bring it for the on-the-go reason, I would prefer to bring the Elite compared to this one. So love this for on-the-go, hate this for on-the-go. So that's all my comparison of the love this, hate that. Do you agree with me, or you have your opinion about this love this, hate that, or were you surprised with the reason that I have? So let me know what you think in the comment section down below, and I'll see you again next time. Take care and bye bye.